It's the very definition of a Super Sunday. Welcome One players and pro clubbers from all over the world. You are cordially invited into the East Wing of the OnePlay eSports Spectrum, where tonight we reach the final four stage of the OnePlay Sports C Nations Cup. Only the strong survive. They are now just 180 virtual minutes away from the big cash game next Sunday when we see the grand final of the first ever OnePlay Sports C Nations Cup. With me to analyse the action, point out the right from the wrong, the good from the bad, the beautiful from the ugly, is the most beautiful man in the whole of gaming. The godfather of gaming, no less. I kid thee nay. He is the Prince of Pro Club, the first Admiral of FIFA, the Doctor of Style, resplendent in a new pair of trainers and a very fetching T-shirt with a tuxedo top combo. It is the notorious Nitin Nambiar.
Man, I think by the end of the tournament, these intros are going to be like half an hour long.
Well,
it's fantastic stuff though, Patrick. And
you're worth it.
We're very excited to be here today.
Yeah.
We finally reached the semi-final stage of the competition. Two top teams playing today, Malaysia versus Indonesia. Traditionally a very big clash in Southeast Asia, so hoping for big things today.
Yeah, if you were with us in our preview show at 10 o'clock, you'll have heard Iman comparing it to finals of the AFF Suzuki Cup gone past, recent World Cup qualifiers as well. The rivalry is strong with these two, and let's hope it plays out to a cracking encounter in the OnePlay Pro Club Arena a little later on today. Apologies, by the way, from Ayman Roshizam. He was brilliant in our preview at 10 o'clock. I'm not entirely sure what's happening. We've been trying to get hold of him. Ayman, I hope you're okay, buddy. And I hope also that internet connection is okay in Malaysia, because Ayman was scheduled to be joining us as part of our coverage on Zoom, but we can't get hold of him. I hope that's not a bad omen from the Malaysian side in terms of connection, Nitin.
Yeah, you know, no idea what happened to Ayman. He was great in that pre-match chat that you had. Hopefully he can join us soon. Hopefully he's fine, and hopefully the internet connection in Malaysia is okay. If you're from Malaysia, let us know if you're having internet connection issues, please.
Yeah, we'll be getting into your shout-outs on the Facebook comment section in just a couple of moments' time. But let's get down to business. This is where we're at in the OnePlay Sports C Nations Cup. $2,500 US is up for grabs, and all that money will be given away this time next week. We started with 8. We are now down to 4. All the C's made it through. Singapore and Thailand will battle it out in our second semi-final on Wednesday. Tonight, it's the turn of Malaysia and Indonesia to fight it out for a place in our grand final on Sunday, the 14th of June. Every game, including the 2 semi-finals, the final and the 3rd and 4th place playoff, is
live and exclusive on the best place to catch Southeast Asian Pro Club action, the OnePlay Sports Facebook and YouTube page. And we've also started the OnePlay Sports eSports page. If you should show some love there, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, so many pages to like and love. The OnePlay Sports page first and foremost, and the OnePlay eSports page, and the page of the man to my right, the godfather of gaming. His popularity has gone through the roof off the back of our season here of Pro Club Action. You can follow him at Nitin Nam across the various social media platforms. At Nitin Nam 2, I'm told, is the fan page on Facebook. Is that correct? And I'm not really down with all the technology.
Yeah, that's correct. Again, if you're interested in following the latest Pro Clubs action or Southeast Asian sports action, do give my page a follow. It'd be greatly appreciated. But before that, please follow the OnePlay Sports eSports page.
And you can also hit Nitin up if you fancy a game of FIFA, because he goes back every night and plays with all his fans. That's what I call a true showbiz celebrity.
I try to play. So, we are pretty much 6 days a week in the studio, so it's a bit hard now. But as soon as the competition ends next Sunday, hit me up, and we can get some games together.
Yeah, you can talk the talk. You can find out for yourself if you can walk the walk on FIFA. Let's get down to business. Tell you how the teams got to where they are tonight as we run you through what happened in Group A. Malaysia incredibly losing 2 matches, but still topping the group by virtue of Thailand's occasional slip-ups. They finished with 12 points and won through to the top seeding in their side of the semi-final bracket. We said goodbye to Vietnam and Brunei in the group stages. And in Group B, well, Indonesia for a long time on Friday night looked like they might end up topping the group and face their semi-final against Thailand on Wednesday, but it wasn't to be. Singapore somehow, don't know how, it was an incredible matchup, squeaking past Myanmar and the Philippines now bowing out. And in terms of what that does, you can see the bracket there. It's Malaysia, Indonesia tonight, Singapore and Thailand on Wednesday. The winners of each game going through to our grand final next Sunday. And a programming note will actually be on air at 10 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday next week. That's Singapore time, GMT +8. We'll start with the 3rd place playoffs in both the OnePlay Pro Club Challenge and the OnePlay Sports C Nations Cup before moving on to our grand finals. 11 7 p.m. next Saturday, Singapore time, is the grand final of the One Play Pro Club Challenge, and that is hotting up as well as the One Play Sports C Nations Cup, the grand final of which will be this time next week when big bucks will be up for grabs. Looking forward to all of it, Nitin.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a great idea to have the double match weekends. We've got Saturday and Sunday, I believe, if we start at 10 p.m. So do join us for some exhilarating Pro Clubs action. We're reaching the ending stages of our tournaments. The action promises to be a lot quicker and more exciting. So do join us if you can.
Let's just confirm those fixtures to you. Tonight, obviously, we're seeing the game between Malaysia and Indonesia. That will start very shortly. And then on Wednesday, it'll be Singapore against Thailand. So much top quality Pro Club action coming your way. And in this final week of this current run of Pro Club on One Play Sports, Nitin, these are the games, ultimately what it's all about. Yes, pride for your country, but also the big bucks. That's what it's all about.
The money,
baby.
That's what it all comes down to, right? And we've got some, I think a total of close to $4,000 to give away. So. Yeah. It's fantastic prizes, fantastic to see the amount of support. We've had so many teams trying to join the competition. Thank you guys all, and hopefully we can go for round 2 after this ends.
Yeah, final 4 time as well in the One Play Pro Club Challenge. First semi-final of that little baby is coming your way on Tuesday. The Rojak taking on Tiki Taka in an all-Singapore clash. That means there'll be one Singapore team through to the final. The other semi-final will be played on Thursday. That's between the Amigos of Malaysia and Brotherhood VN, who were awesome last night in smashing Buffalo Run of Thailand to absolute smithereens.
Yeah, Brotherhood VN, you know, I came into that game confident of Buffalo Run and, you know, hoping to see them qualify, but boy, was I wrong. Brotherhood VN put up a stellar performance all the way from defense, goalkeeper to attack. Everyone played their part, and it was truly amazing to watch. If you haven't catched it, do check out the highlights that are on the One Play Sports page.
Yeah, we're all about interactivity here. Don't forget to LSFC, like, share, follow, comment. The Facebook page is a buzzing with you all tonight. I'll get to some of your shout-outs very shortly. And in terms of interactivity, you're running out of games to be part of this, but it still could be that your country needs you. If you're one of the teams left in the competition, email yourself singing the national anthem in landscape mode to studio@oneplaysports.com. You can WhatsApp the videos if that's easiest via +65 9721 7756. Show them what landscape means, baby.
Landscape.
Landscape. Portrait.
This is landscape, this is portrait.
And what do we want, Nitin?
We want landscape because it really adds to the production quality that we're trying to do on these anthems, as you've seen. So do send it in the correct format.
LSFC, like, share, follow, comment. Let me go through some shout-outs now. There are plenty of you there. Hisham is with us. Alma is there, all the way Indonesia. Shout-out to Jacobson and Mama Ting. You ain't got a thing, Malaysia, if you can't stop Mama Ting. Izzar is with us. I'd like to say, if you're watching Iman, by the way, give us a shout out on the Facebook page. Let us know what happened to you. Azul Bean is there. Nasri Rasali saying good luck to both teams. Nice sentiments from you, Nasri. Kamil is with us. Tos Ratana, our friend from Thailand, is online as well. I say shout out to my main man, Tos. Wayan, Irfan, Kamil, Amirul. We've got Fitri saying, let's go Malaysia.
Wow. Lots of comments.
Shami Thiang says, breaking news, Max Nevis, whose birthday it was when we last saw them in action, said he celebrated his birthday with his favourite root beer. You keep going on about the root. He loves a bit of root beer. That's
nice.
not very athletic-minded, is it?
Some ice cream on top, settle.
Afi Fouad says, Max Nevis just scored an own goal in the training match just now. I hope that's not a bad omen for them. Ilhan is here. Ahmad is here. Fatima. Shout-outs to all of you. Keep the comments coming on the Facebook page. You've got Handy, Ilman, Mohammed Zul Hasik, Mohammed Kari, Hyrule Enor is with us. Sky is the limit, saying, come on Malaysia, from Team Singapore. The Singaporeans cheering on Malaysia because they want that causeway clash in the final. Indonesia will be hoping to ruin that party. Irfan Alarcon says, shout out to me, shout back at you. Dom Meadon says, Nazra Rasali is my idol, and Zulkifli Zamri. Keep the comments coming. LSFC. And if you're wondering why there are so many people watching this great occasion tonight, that's because we are talking big bucks, baby. Here is the breakdown of the prize fund in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. There is $1,000 up for grabs for the winning team next Sunday. The runners-up will get $750, and of course, both are losing semi-finalists, both tonight and on Wednesday. Will go through to the third place game, so every team from here on in has got a chance to play for big bucks. And Golden Boot, that's $125. The Golden Gloves, and I think Zihas, the Indonesian keeper, currently leads that race with his 5 clean sheets. There's $125 up for grabs in both those categories. And let's check in, Nitin, shall we, with the Golden Boot competition, because that is hotting up after Mama Ting's goal-scoring blitz against the Filipinas in their last group game.
Yep, it looks fantastic. Shami Aziz with 6. Wu Yang Ping, the man from Thailand, with 5. And Mama Ting it ain't nothing but a mama thing from Indonesia with 4. Looking very close. Again, just to note, Shami Aziz is topping that, having played less games, so his goal-to-game ratio is a bit crazy at the moment. Wu Yangping and Mama Ting will have the chance to catch him because we know the Singapore team likes to rotate their squad.
Well, the leading contender from Malaysia in that particular race, Afif D, he's got 3 goals, but he's not selected in the first game tonight. There's a bit of controversy going on. I'm hearing whispers through my various connections. I've gone undercover. I've integrated myself into the gaming community of Malaysia. I don't care who I upset. And I'm told there's disappointment from the likes of El Rock. I'm sure Afif D's not happy. How on earth, as a manager, an international manager, who am I to doubt the mighty Rivox? He is a superstar with what he's done for Amigos and the Malaysian national team. But it does seem to be a heavy Amigo presence in the team, and who can blame him after Amigos got through to the semi-finals? But it must be difficult at international level as manager, keeping your squad happy, because they all want to play in this prestigious event.
Yep, you've got about 24, 25 players in the squad, and not everyone's going to be happy. The manager has to make the right decisions and the tough decisions, and he lives or dies by his sword. So if Malaysia get knocked out today, he will be open to criticism, and he'll have to accept that. As is the same way if Malaysia do go through, all the praise should go to him.
Shout out to all those international managers. It's not an easy job you're doing. It's going to be glory for one of those managers, and ultimately probably a lot of grief for the man that ends up losing out tonight, and of course in our final matches next weekend. Shout out to the Singapore team manager Nasri as well, because I've given him plenty of stick, but he stands by his decisions, and I've seen on the comment section how he's explained it, and the Singaporeans are apologising for their performance. You're a stand-up man, Nasri. Don't necessarily always agree with everything you do. All right, stop clapping him. They've not won it yet.
I'm just clapping him. You're saying he's a stand-up guy, right?
He is, but I'm not saying necessarily every decision he's made is correct. But he could prove me wrong.
I agree.
I will plant the egg on my own face, Nasri, if Singapore go on to lift this trophy. There's a promise.
Oh,
you can throw an egg at my face. You can throw an egg at my face if Singapore go on to win this competition.
Singapore, if you're listening, I need you to let me be able to do this. I need you to let me be able to throw an egg on Patrick's face at the end of this program. It'd be fantastic. So Singapore, do what you have to do. Help a brother out.
My face will be egg-free. There's no way Singapore can go on and win this. Let's get down to business. Singapore will worry about on Wednesday where they take on Thailand. But who's going to book our first final place that's up for grabs? It will be the mighty Malaysia or the industrious Indonesia. First game is seconds away from the Bukit Jalil, and then we'll switch to the Glora for the second game at 11:30. I've told you, I've teased you with that controversial team news. The main man, Nitin Nambiar, the notorious, will run you through the starting lineups, packed full of quality, packed full of talent, but some notable absentees. No Afi D in the first game for Malaysia, and poor El Rock, he's sitting at home scratching himself. He couldn't even get a call out for either game tonight. Nitin, who are the players to watch out of that motley crew of 22?
Okay, no problem. We'll start with Malaysia. They're playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation, a formation that's very attacking. Really like their entire squad, to be honest. They're all very good players, but I'll give a shout out to the midfielders, the 4, Rivox, ex-Bucky, Rashex and SHB. I think these guys bring a lot of balance to the team. They do their defensive work as well as helping out with the attack. So for the first game, they've got Afif Fuero and Afizari up front. It's a good strike force. I do believe for the second game, we'll see Faiz and Afif D come in. So again, no El Rock today, which is a bit of a surprise considering he's Malaysia's second top scorer with 2 goals. But again, the manager has to make tough decisions, and sometimes that's the way it is. With regards to Indonesia, they are playing a 3-5-2 today. Players I like from them, Zihas in goal has 5 clean sheets, outstanding goalkeeper. Jacobson leads that defense very well. Fasha and Toyle do a really good job in CDM. Akil, Fabian Frenzy, Avnos, Mamating, Jeffrey all have shown that they have the capability to tear teams apart if you give them enough time and space, as the Philippines did. So again, 2 teams with lots of quality, and it's going to be really interesting today to see who comes out on top.
Shout out to my dear friend Ayman. Apparently a family emergency got him away from his computer, so don't worry about that, Ayman. Our thoughts are with you, buddy. We'll look forward, hopefully, to seeing you on future broadcasts. You take care. Right. So let's concern ourselves then, not with the egg on my face, but whether Malaysia or Indonesia, they're loving this, by the way, the egg on my face or the Facebook comment section.
Boys, please.
I'll tell you, I'll stand by my decision. If Singapore win, I'll let Nitin throw an egg. I'll let you break a raw egg over my head.
Hey, you sit on your face, now you sit on your head.
Same thing, and I've got no hair. It's only going to drip down to my face. Might get eggshell in my eye otherwise.
Lies.
Shout outs to Awang is with us, Mohamed Kafiza and Afifuero, the Malaysian Ronaldo, says Erhan. Rico Nerdanti says, Patrick, man, what are you drinking, mate? Nothing stronger than a nice glass of filtered water. Ricardo. Mohamed Hassani is cheering on Indonesia. Fan is up for the Bobby man. Jorgito is with us. So many of you having your say. We'll get through as many shout outs as we can.
This has got to be a record number of comments or something. You've been going through names. It's fantastic.
It, but that's what we want
Thank
to do.
you guys for all your support. If you have predictions for the games, let us know, and we'll be happy to shout you out.
So now, of course, being a top international competition, wherever you're watching, whether it be Kuala Lumpur, Jakarta, North, South, East, West, our fans all over the world. We've got Josh Lewis, who regularly tunes in from Wales. We've had people watching from South America. Please be upstanding as we cross live to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, for a group rendition of the Malaysian national anthem, Negaraku. That's one of the best Negarakus we've seen. Michelle Lee's was fantastic, but that's a wonderful Negaraku. Good work, fellas. Now we cross from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta. Please remain upstanding as Eblesh gives us a rendition of the Indonesian Raya.
Indonesia tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi pandu hidupku. Indonesia kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita bersatu, Indonesia bersatu. Tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang kucinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang kucinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Marvellous stuff from Eblesh. Well, we had two very contrasting anthems. A couple of you on Facebook saying, what about the social distancing? Let me assure you that rendition of the Negaraku was recorded before COVID, luckily. We would never let them sing like that during the COVID situation. Prediction time, Nitin, before we cross live to Bukit Jalil for the first leg, Malaysia and Indonesia. If you're just joining us, about to do battle in the first leg of the first semi-final in the One Play Sports Nations Cup. Predictions from you, Nitin?
Wow, I'm going for Malaysia 4-2 on aggregate.
4-2 on aggregate,
Yep.
says Nitin for Malaysia. Harith Iskander goes, Malaysia first leg 3-1, second leg 2-0. He reckons a 5-1 win on aggregate. I think that's the way he's phrased it. Shout out to Awang Rad. Rashid says, bring it on. All the best, Malaysia. Love from Jamaica, says Akmal Hizran.
Wow.
Harith Iskander, Jogito, we've mentioned them already. Well, Zano Milano says, good luck, Malaysia from Milan. People watching all the way from Milan in Italy. We've also got Iz Atari from Zimbabwe. I think we might be getting the mickey taken out of us a little bit now, though.
Yeah, I think
Faiz Fellaini and Mohammed Shukran. Guaranteed to get your shout out if you're pretending. As soon as someone says we're watching from Afghanistan, I know it's a Mickey take. Mohammed Azri, Mohammed Zahar Hasik is there, and Dian Saz says, which team will win the first league will be my team for the final. He's going to pick Indonesia, says Dennis. MD Bapel. Many thanks to all of you. Tournament director Youssef, and I keep praising, rightly so, he's been a brilliant tournament director from our dear friends at VPG Virtual Pro Gaming. Are we ready to cross live to Bukit Jalil? Speak to me, Youssef. Reconnecting. I thought there might be connection problems. Incidentally, good news on Ayman, he's okay after that family emergency. We hope to him to join us live on Zoom at the conclusion of the first game to give us a Malaysian perspective.
Awesome.
Let's talk about this from Indonesia's point of view, because I've got the song for this match. I don't think Malaysia can win a thing if they don't stop Mama Ting. Do up, 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 do up. Because I think Mama Ting, if he can get in front of goal, we know Indonesia have got the defence. They only conceded goals in one game, that 2-0 loss away at Singapore. Other than that, it's been clean sheets all the way through.
Yeah, agreed. Indonesia are going to be very tough oppositions. They almost finished top of Group A. Singapore managed to squeeze through right at the end. So in terms of quality of play, they're almost equal to Singapore, although they lost to Singapore and drew one game. So expecting a very tough thing. And yeah, definitely Mama Ting showed against Philippines, you know, how much a threat he can be at striker. But having said that, they were quite poor in terms of creating chances before the games against Philippines. The games against Myanmar and Singapore were very close. So we'll see which Indonesia shows up today.
Okay, we certainly will. It would be a shock, though, if Indonesia beat Malaysia tonight. They're going to.
It won't be a shock. Any of these teams have the capability to knock the other out, especially with teams like Malaysia and Singapore deploying so many changes in the second game.
Yeah, we don't know.
Anything can happen.
I think they might get into the business end. I've given Nasri the Singapore manager stick. I know how clever Rivox is. I don't think if he's happy with the team in the first game, he'll make too many changes in the second game, no matter what they might have announced to maybe throw the Indonesians off the scent. Shout out Mohammed Zul Hasik wanted his name shouted out. My wish, your wish is my command. Hasik, done that for you there. Arjan Ridwan is here. Ahmed Zul Hilmi is here. Peter Aaron says Malaysia 3-1 on aggregate.
Nice.
MD Beeple says, I love one play sports. That's very kind of you, MD Beeple. What was he saying? It's like sensitive side of knitting again. Chit 2 is with us. La Rojak Football saying, come on ex-Bucky, of course. La Rojak Football, the Singapore side with their semi-final to come on Tuesday night against Tiki Taka. They're a Singaporean club side, but their main man is one of the Malaysian main men tonight. That's ex-Bucky, the centre attacking midfielder. Mohammed Shukran says Malaysia 4-0 apparently. Ahmed Hafiz Hilmi is from Malaysia. Faiz Rahman has planted the flag of Malaysia. And Nawi says at Bukit Jalil we will win. There's no question about that. And Mohammed Zabir cheering on Malaysia. Indonesia got some support as well, though, through Johannes Sinaga. And the Bucksman is going to dominate the midfield. FIFA Flash. A lot of expectation on ex-Bucky to run the show in the middle of the field for Malaysia, Nitin.
Yeah, he is a hell of a player. Him and Ras Hex, I think will try and run the show for Malaysia today. But having said that, they'll be coming up against Toilet and who's the other CDM for Indonesia?
Oh, we're starting.
Okay.
Apparently, we can cross live to Bukit Jalil. Apologies, guys. We had an issue with the stream, but thankfully nothing too much has happened. You'll see Malaysia in the yellow playing from left to right, Indonesia in the red from right to left. That reconnection issue very nearly caught us out. We're glad to be pitchside with you at the Bukit Jalil. You're watching live coverage of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup semi-final first leg between Malaysia and Indonesia. The talking now has stopped. It's time to let the fingers make things happen. For both sides, the prize at the end of this two-legged affair, oh, please tell me we're not going to restart again now. We're getting into territory of, I'm assuming that's multiple reconnection requests. Who has reconnected there, please? Tell me, Tournament Director Yusuf. Indonesia, is that their second attempt at a connection? One, so apparently just one. They will get another bite of the cherry, so to speak, Nitin, but it is concern.
It's always a concern, you know, it's not a good start to the tournament. I think we've got a large audience waiting for this match to start. So, you know, again, it doesn't help. I don't know whether it's EA servers or if it's the country's own internet or if it's the players' internet at home. There could be different reasons for why this is happening. But again, it's not fun, and I hope the match can start soon.
There was early indications there that the Malaysians were dominating possession. It's always tricky to tell just how many players are disconnected. But at this stage of the competition, even if one of your players goes down and you've got that option to reconnect up your sleeve, you're probably going to use it, aren't you? Because you could lose this match. You can't win the game, they always say, in the first leg of a two-legged tie, but you can lose it.
I would. If I was one of the team managers, I definitely would be restarting. It's the semi-finals of the C Nations Cup, the Suzuki Cup equivalent in terms of e-gaming, and it's a big tournament, so completely understand why Indonesia have restarted, but fingers crossed the connection gets better in the next game, and we can kick off in style.
Yeah, fingers crossed as well. We get over to the Bukit Jalil in time for the kickoff. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but don't worry, you won't miss a kick if you stay with the Serial One Play Sports. Meanwhile, more predictions coming in here on the Facebook page. Adlin Kasim goes Malaysia 4, Indonesia 1. I think the Malaysians are certainly winning the argument on the Facebook comment section. Georgito, though, is planting the Indonesian flag there. A draw 2-2, says Afith Zakara. And of course, that wouldn't surprise me. And one thing we haven't touched on yet, a lot of these players are familiar with it, with the One Play Pro Club Challenge, but the power of away goals. Up to now, they've been playing 2 games tonight, but self-contained matches in a group stage. We've seen through the Pro Club Challenge, you don't believe it, I do. I think the pressure can go on you if you concede away goals in the first game.
I do believe that. I think away goals have been a real key in terms of both our tournaments here at One Play Sports, the C Nations Cup and the One Play Pro Club Challenge. We've seen how important away goals can be. So if I was playing the first game away, even if I'm losing, I would try my best to get that away goal, because that could change everything.
Tournament Director Youssef, update me, what's happening here? Indonesia having problems reconnecting. This is not boding well. Settle down, folks. We could be here for quite some time on this Sunday night. Just as well, it's a Sunday, isn't it? We can all relax and wait for the game to start. Fendi Fazeli is with us. Alma says, don't give space for Mamathing. You will be sorry if you do. Certainly proved his mettle, didn't he, Mamathing, against the Philippines? But he'll face a different defensive challenge tonight against Malaysia.
It's a total step up in quality today for Indonesia. They're playing, in my opinion, one of the best sides in the tournament, and they've got 4 different strikers to deal with throughout the 2 legs, so it's not going to be easy for Indonesia. But having said that, Mamathing has shown he's got really good, when you give him too much time and space on the ball, he can cause you lots of problems, as he did against Philippines.
Thank you for your patience, by the way. Nitin's already mentioned it, but thank you very much for hanging on. I know we've been waiting about 10-15 minutes for this game to start. Rest assured, we want things done properly here. Tournament Director Youssef is making sure we get a good connection. I hope he is anyway. Let's fingers crossed for the EA server. You can see from the screen behind us, we're very, very close to being able to cross live. Malaysia, but they were wearing the yellow in the first game, so they need to change that. I believe they want to be playing in their home kit. There seems to be, even the loading screen seems to be lagging, Nitin. It's not the most encouraging signs we're seeing on these pictures, is it?
It's okay still. Yeah. I don't think it's discouraging yet, but we will see as soon as they connect.
Does this mean Malaysia, having originally going to be playing in yellow, they're now going to play in blue?
I don't know which country this is. Let me take a look at their names.
This is Malaysia, so I think they've selected the blue kits
for
this game. Right, let's go to the Bukit Jalil. As promised, we go full screen to the Bukit Jalil, and it will be Malaysia with a change of colours. I wonder if that'll affect them in the blue. Indonesia in the red, playing from right to left. And who is going to take the early initiative? And let's quickly look out for bots. I don't see, thankfully, any disconnections at this phase, which is a relief.
Not yet, but I saw 2 Indonesian players get disconnected at the start, but they're back now. Somehow.
Inside to the area. Here's Afizari. Lovely pullback, and there appears to be a bit of a lag on this game for me, Nitin. What are you saying? What are you seeing?
It is a bit laggy, but it looks like it's affecting the Indonesians more. The Malaysians seem to be able to pass the ball very smoothly, and they look fine.
Oh, they're really piling the pressure on the Indonesians early. As Nitin's already pointed out, there does appear to be a bit of a lag here. And that, as you say, is it a given that it's going to affect Indonesia more than Malaysia?
It's not a given, but I'm just guessing, based off the connection problems that Indonesia were having at the start.
Lovely ball from Rivox. Gets it to Ex-Bucky, the danger man of Larojak in Singapore. Ex-Bucky. Well, that's a rare pass, but Bobby's given it away to Afi Fuero. Jacobson with a block. Ex-Bucky's got acres of space if he can get the shot away. Ex-Bucky. And he's finally crowded out of it, but there's all kinds of confusion in the Indonesian defence, whether it's lag or any other untoward activity. They're all hands to the pump right now. Definitely whipped in corner there, has gone all the way out the other side of the field for a throw, but it took a touch of an Indonesian, and Max Neves will take the throw knitting. This is worrying signs for Indonesia early.
Yeah, worrying signs for Indonesia. Malaysia look very comfortable at this point.
Oh, look at this, Razhaks. That was good defensive work from Farshar. And Indonesia now desperately need to get it out of their own half for the first time in this game. We've played 10 minutes and it's been played exclusively in Indonesian territory. Can they cross the halfway line now? They can. Here's Farshar linking up well with Jeffrey. Razhaks does well in defence, and Razhaks does brilliantly to try and get Malaysia going again. The Malaysians serving it up to Indonesia early. Here's Afi Fuero inside to ex-Bucky. Lovely skills from the Buckster. Buckster through the area, and again maybe just trying to be a little bit too cute with the final pass, knitted.
Yeah, good try there by ex-Bucky, but again, fantastic reading from Farshar. He's been outstanding in CDM in this opening 13 minutes, doing his job very well, and nipping attacks right in the butt.
Indonesia even taking a long time to get their throws right. There's Bobby, the last wizard, the right centre-back of a three-man back line. Were you surprised to see Indonesia go three at the back against this Malaysian threat, Nitin?
Yes and no. Indonesia have a very strong defence, so I think whatever tactic they use, they're going to be very disciplined defensively, and we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. They kept 5 clean sheets.
There's a lovely ball through. Jeffrin's got some space. Can he find a man in the area? In comes Arbnoz. Back to Jeffrin! Oh, the closest we've come to a goal, and somehow it didn't even take a deflection. It's out for a goal kick, but some encouraging signs finally for the Indonesians. Nitin Ambier.
Yep, Jeffrin and Mama Ting were on fire against Philippines, and it looks like Jeffrin has picked up where he's left off his shot there. I think cannon back off the post, so very unlucky for Indonesia there.
Into the area, and Farshar just belts it away. Well, already this game is fascinating. The Buckster showing his mettle up front for Malaysia. There is ex-Bucky, Fabian Frenzy, Afizari. Afizari to the area, gets it to ex-Bucky. He's got great skills, ex-Bucky. Gets it back to Afi. And the last wizard manages to clear. Well, they've ridden that early crisis out, Indonesia, to a certain extent. They've been feeling a lot more comfortable. It would have been a disaster in a game of this magnitude to concede very early. We've seen some teams collapse after conceding early this season so far in one-play sports.
Yep, Indonesia started a bit slowly, but ever since about the 15-minute mark, they've really grown into the game, and they look to have taken a bit of control here in midfield.
AQL, Arvnos gets it back to the last wizard. Fabian Frenzy's dispossessed brilliantly by Afizari. Afizari looks for the option, and they time the run right. They have. Afi Fuero holds it up brilliantly. Here's Rivox, the player manager par excellence. Rivox looks for support, cuts back inside, and eventually does too much. And AQL with the steal. And can the Indonesians get numbers up here, Nitin?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a desperate ball there by AQL.
Oh, Mama Ting getting in a tussle with KSI, and KSI coming out on top.
Yeah, but I understand the rush there. They wanted to hit Malaysia on the counter, but unfortunately they just didn't have enough players in good attacking positions.
Afi Fuero, Jacobson does well. Arbnoz is under all kinds of pressure, does brilliantly, Arbnoz. Reminder, we're still the spectre of extra time and penalties tonight. Away goals do count double, but if we get 2 matching scorelines in the first leg and the second leg, we could potentially have extra time. Golden goal time.
Golden goal, no the cool guy today, but no, there's plenty of attacking talent on show, so I'm sure somebody will shine through. Again, fingers crossed there's no extra time, because I know what that does to a player's nerves, and I don't think any of these players want to go through that, but if it happens, it happens.
Potentially a penalty shootout as well. We haven't seen any penalty shootouts through either the One Play Pro Club Challenge, which was a straight knockout, and we have only had obviously one knockout game so far, and that's this one in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. Here's Rivox. Mama Ting, Indonesia coming back into this game for me and dealing with whatever lag issues they had early. Jefferin, Arbnoz. Oh, lovely skills from Arbnoz. Brilliant link-up play with Jefferin, and that's a lovely 1-2 with Arbnoz to the left-hand side. AQL, this is much better from the Indonesians, who incredibly, after that slow start, are matching Malaysia pretty much on the possession count, 52-48 in Malaysia's favour.
Yeah, those Indonesian midfielders have been working very hard to try and gain some control of this game, and fantastic to see that they have.
Arbnoz has given that up though to Afi Fuero. Afi Fuero, lovely skills in the area. Afi Fuero, the last pass is where Malaysia are being found wanting.
The last pass was blocked by the last wizard there. Fantastic defending from him.
Here's Razhaks. Oh, lovely tut inside from Razhaks. Bucky's got it through to Afi Fuero! And Zaha showing why. He's the golden glove leader at the moment with 5, and halfway through 5.5 clean sheets. That's the closest Malaysia have come to scoring.
Yeah, good anticipation there by Zihas, but again, I think Afi Fuero, considering the... Oh!
What on earth?
They've lost the ball!
The keeper! having an absolute horror show, Izzo, when he's got away with it, Nitin. Extraordinary scenes.
Yeah, that was so weird from Izul. No idea why he had to come out there. His defender could have dealt with that very easily. Again, you know, you don't want to be conceding an away goal in a semi-final, you know, because of an error.
Here's Afifuero. We're reaching the closing moments of the first half. Now it'll be a disastrous time for Indonesia to concede, and conversely, it'll be a dream time for Malaysia to score, because the pressure will start to go on them as they can't make home advantage count. Although first priority will be to not to concede the away goal that will pile the pressure on them when we go to the Gelora Bung Karno in around about 10 minutes time for the second match. Still plenty of football to be played at the virtual Bukit Jalil here, though, as we approach half-time. And unsurprisingly, bearing in mind the way the Indonesian games have gone, they've been very low-scoring affairs for the most part. It's, at the moment, goalless. Here's Afif Zari. Good. Toiled with good work tracking back, but Afif Zari still come up with it. And there's the ball through. The last wizard's got work to do. And the last wizard, and Fabian Frenzy, linking up brilliantly to clear the last thread of the first half that's come from Malaysia at Loftus Road, doubling up for the Bukit Jalil. Who'll be the happier after that first 45 minutes, Nitin Nambiar?
I do believe Indonesia will be the happier of the two sides, but, you know, no harm done for Malaysia. They've had a feel of their opponents, and you know, they've managed to get in behind a couple of times, so it's promising signs for Malaysia as well.
Nice to note the referee for this one is Espen Sherbiang.
Oh, fantastic. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about him. Yeah, he's really top-notch.
And nice to see he's kept his cards in his pocket for the first half. No silly cards.
Yeah, he's a very calm referee.
Because
you know,
we have seen some shocking red cards over the last week of Pro Club action, haven't we? Brunei getting a red.
Yeah, I know. We've seen red cards, but I don't think they've been shocking. I think it's more shocking the tackles that we've seen.
That's what I meant. I mean, shocking in terms of unnecessary, early parts
really
of games.
Unnecessary tackles that we've seen. You know, unnecessary mistakes always leads to potential elimination.
Second half underway. Indonesia in the red, playing from left to right. Malaysia, for some reason, playing their away kit at home in the blue, playing from right to left. And keep the comments coming on the Facebook comment section. Great to see so many of you with us this Sunday night. Oh, Mamating's through!
No!
Mamating surely should have got on his own, Nitin. I don't think he believed there was nothing in front of him other than the goalkeeper.
No, I think he thought that the defender was going to get a touch to that. The defender missed the ball completely, and he's going to be shouting at home.
Well, Rivox, lovely ball through to Afif Zari. Afif Zari waits for support, holds it up well. Afif Zari, that Buckster squares it back, and there's confusion in the Indonesian defence there, and they've given away a corner completely needlessly 5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, but those things happen sometimes. I do believe that the defender tried to clear the ball, just didn't fall for
Oh, look at the space he's got here. The Buckster should have gone for goal, lays it off, and Zihars gathers. And the Indonesians will try and counter quickly, but Malaysia now beginning to press the Indonesian final third, Nitin.
Yep, a good start for the Malaysians here in the second half. They started pretty much how they did in the first half, full of attacking threat, and Afifuero got a good shot on target there from ex-Bucky's cross.
Ilman Scheibel was comparing ex-Bucky to Kevin De Bruyne. Not a bad comparison, sir, as Bobby gets it clear for Indonesia. Jefferin, AKL, not much from Indonesia offensively in this second half so far. Remember, they did go devilishly close once, and also...
Oh, that's silly.
They've given it up there to ex-Bucky. Izzle had a walkabout in the Malaysian goal as well, but they survived. Rivox to ex-Bucky. Good work from Bobby at the back from Indonesia. Are we going to get a goal in this first leg, Nitin, with just over half an hour to play?
I do believe we will, and in my opinion, it'll be coming from Malaysia.
AQL, oh, they've given it up again. That's the second time AQL's been caught out by the excellent Rivox. Afifuero sees a man out on the right-hand side. That man is ex-Bucky. Ex-Bucky to Rivox, and Bobby does well with Toiled. But they can come again now with SHB. Here's Razhaks. They're just needing to find the key to unlock this Indonesian defence. Can Bucky do it now? He's taken it on too far. That'll be a goal kick. Looked promising, but broke down, Nitin.
Yeah, but I have to say the three midfielders from Malaysia, Rivox, ex-Bucky, and Razhaks are doing a fantastic job offensively, and that's all because SHB sits back and gives them that opportunity to bomb forward. So fantastic stuff from all four of them.
There's no question for me this game's being affected by the lag as well, and it appears to be affecting both sets of players. Ex-Bucky inside to Afif Zari. Wonderful, masterful defending from Jacobson. But the clearance only goes as far as Afifuero. Used to seeing Afifuero playing a bit more advanced than he's playing in this game today. Aonsi, shouts to Aonsi, will be very disappointed with how things went for Maximus in the One Play Pro Club Challenge, but plenty of amigos on display, the likes of KSI, Rivox of course, and Afifuero. We'll be seeing them along with Max Nevis in the semi-final on Tuesday, as Jacobson tries to get it clear from ex-Bucky. Razhaks It's a game of attrition this now, isn't it, Nitin? Who's going to
good
blink
ball.
first?
Afif Ferro.
Oh, off the post from Afif Zari.
I thought Afif Ferro was going to get that, but Afif Zari was the one who got that shot away, hit the post. So both sides have now hit the post once.
Afif Ferro! Just over the bar. The ponytailed Afif Ferro, with 22 minutes to go, comes devilishly close to giving Malaysia a prize first leg lead.
Yeah, Malaysia are knocking on the door and they're knocking hard. Zias is going to be very busy in these next 20 minutes, I feel.
If you are Indonesia, do you take the 0-0 draw now if it's
Of
offered
course,
to you?
of course. It's a fantastic result away from home.
Mamating having to drop deep. Does well to AQL. Can they find a telling pass here? They can. They've got Jeffrey. Where's Fabian Frenzy? AQL. Oh, lovely from Rybox. What a play from Rybox. Drifting in from left midfield to set ex-Bucky away. Here's Razhaks. Razhaks, look at this for Hollywood ball, but he's found its target with Afif Ferro.
Good ball,
no one
unlucky.
running on to anticipate, and Zihars manages to gather.
Yeah, but good idea there by Afif Ferro, but his strike partner just, wasn't ready for that cross. Could have perhaps took a touch there, Afif Ferro, and crossed it a few
Here's
seconds later.
AQL, is he onside? It looked off to me, and Fabian Frenzy was offside. Now just 16 minutes to go. And 16 virtual minutes for Malaysia to break the deadlock. Indonesia would be delighted if they could take Malaysia back to the Gelora Bung Karno with a goalless draw. Of course, the away goal issue then becomes a problem for Indonesia rather than as it is for Malaysia now. Are they onside here and can he keep it in? The answer to both questions is yes. Afif Zari over on that far side now. Here's Razhaks. Razhaks with some space. Can he get a cross in? Arvnos does well and Jeffrey can bring it away. And I think Malaysia are starting to run out of ideas here on how to break through this defence, Nitin.
Yep. I don't think there's much time here. They may have to create...
Oh, what a tackle that is! And Aeon C has to come
Oh!
up. Here comes to Farshar!
Oh my God.
Panic at the back for Malaysia inside now, the final 11 minutes. And all of a sudden it's Malaysia that might be hanging on. This extraordinary game of ebb and flows this. Jeffrey, well watched by SHB, and he should be able to clear.
The SHB has been doing a Kante-like job for Malaysia. He's been awesome in the CDM position. But having said that, Indonesia are pushing Malaysia and that leads to counter-attack opportunities here for Indonesia. Afif Ferro was open in the box, but no one could find him there. And here's Razhaks. Afif Ferro!
Afif Zari!
Oh my God! How haven't they scored?
How on earth have they not scored there? Because Zihars was stranded, but they couldn't apply the finishing touch. And all of a sudden now at the other end, Indonesia have a break on. It's AQL, he's got options, but it passes it straight into the path of Shibrahigi. They're coming again. AQL, space for AQL, man to the left-hand side is Arvnos. Crosses in, can they get the finish?
Oh my God, what a game, what an ending to the game.
They just tried one touch too many. Into the final 3 minutes we go. Is there a golden chance for either team in these closing stages? Ex-Bucky now. Indonesia have been disciplined. They've kept their three at the back. Afif Zari is beat to it by Bobby, and Jacobson hacks it clear. And it looks like we're going to the Gelora with this game finally poised at 0-0. Is there a final sting in the tail as we enter?
There might be good defending there by Max Nevis. Got it away in time.
2 minutes
under lots of pressure there.
Of time added on. And this has been a fascinating encounter. Yes, it's been lag affected. We have to be open and honest about that. But we must also shout out, as has been mentioned by Izar Rosamain, it's another clean sheet for Zahars, barring a last 30 virtual second disaster. That will take him to an incredible 6 clean sheets out of 7. And we are going to go to the second leg in Indonesia here, all square. And this will be going down as a missed opportunity for the Malaysians, Nitin, that's for sure.
Yes and no. I do believe they've come out with a positive. They haven't conceded an away goal. And, it's still their destiny in their own hands here as they go into Indonesia.
Well, we look back at the stats and the match highlights, of which we won't see any because obviously the game finished in a draw. And I'm hopeful, actually, to get the thoughts of Ayman Roshizimo, I believe, can join us very shortly from Zoom as well. In fact, we'll get the thoughts of Ayman and indeed Nitin Nambiar when we come back in just a couple of moments' time. Don't you dare go anywhere. This crucial semi-final in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup is on the tilt. It's 0-0 after the first leg. We'll be heading to Indonesia for the second one very shortly. Stay with us.
The Summer FISU World University Games is coming to One Play Sports this June. a celebration of international university sports and culture, showcasing today's stars and tomorrow's leaders. Catch the highlights from the 2015 and 2017 edition from Monday to Friday, only on One Play Sports. Coming up on One Play Classic this week.
Welcome back live into the East Wing of the One Play Esports Spectrum, where we have a thrilling semi-final in the balance. After the first leg at the Bukit Jalil, Malaysia 0, Indonesia 0. We'll go to the Gelora for the second leg very shortly with the scores level. And Nitin Nambiar, the godfather of gaming, alongside me. And I'm delighted to say, after dealing with a family emergency, we hope all is well there. Ayman Rashizan, by the magic of technology, is joining us from Kuala Lumpur as well. Ayman, I'll come to you first, sir, because you've enjoyed that without the pressures of commentary that Nitin had to endure there. Interesting game. It ebbed and it flowed, went one way and another. Is it safe to say Indonesia will be the happier of the two teams after that?
First off, maafkan saya kerana ada emergency sedikit. Tapi perlawanan tadi, saya sempat menyaksikan perlawanan tadi. Boleh dikatakan ya, Indonesia sudah pastinya gembira dengan 0-0. Tetapi sudah pastinya mereka juga terasa ralat sedikit kerana mereka juga mempunyai peluang bila mereka terkena tiang, saya kira, di bahagian near post pada separuh masa pertama untuk mendapatkan away goal. Dan Malaysia sekurang-kurangnya bila mereka gagal untuk menjaringkan gol, sekurang-kurangnya mereka tidak dibolosi kerana seperti yang dikatakan, away goals count double, dan they did well.
Yeah, I think Nitin alluded to that. You did, didn't you, bro? That not conceding the away goal is a bright spot, because, of course, if they can now score first in the second leg, and we hope, by the way, the second leg isn't as laggy. I think that detracted a little bit from the game that we just saw at the Bukit Jalil. If they can score first, then the pressure really is on Indonesia. No exaggeration to say, I believe, team that scores first is going to go through.
Yeah, the team that scores first is going to have a huge advantage in this game. It's going to be also important to get that goal, considering the last match ended 0-0. Both teams had chances to score, but, you know, I think a draw is a fair result, and we now head to Indonesia to find out who's going to represent us in the final.
Let me just check in with Tournament Director Yusuf. Yusuf, how close are we to the game at the Gelora? 3 minutes.
Okay.
That's great news. So I've got more time. Stay with us, by the way. 3 minutes as the teams get the best connections they can.
I've got a question for Ayman.
Go on, go for it, Nitin.
Ayman, bro, so in terms of your 4 midfielders for Malaysia just now, I thought they were fantastic. Who is your favourite among that 4?
For the first game, right?
Yeah.
For the first game, out of the 4, I must say Rivox himself. Because although he is the playmaker, but he has been winning balls. He's been the ball winner. Although, yeah, we can say that SHB has been like a Conte player. But from the forefront, when players like AQL or Toil trying to hold the ball, he was always there to do all the high-pressure work. So I think Rivox, if he does it again in the second game, Indonesia might have a run for their money.
Do you think Rivox is going to make changes? I know there was a couple of changes penciled in for the first game to the second. We've talked endlessly about the balancing act these managers have to do to keep the players happy. If you were managing Malaysia in this one, would you make any changes to the second leg? And if so, what would they be?
The attacking department, I should say, because we have had brilliant attacks, just that the finishing is just not there yet in the first game, and that's why you might say that we are having we might have blasted the opportunity, the home advantage, the home connection advantage because of the chances. But I believe with the 2 strikers that will be coming for the second game, they are going to do the goods.
Of course, Afi D, one of them who's already got some goals in this tournament. Very quickly, Ahmed, because we're about to cross live to the Gelora. Prediction for this second leg?
I'm taking another draw, but this time it's score draw,
Ooh,
which
which
means
will
that Malaysia
interesting.
might
Take
go
Malaysia
to the
through.
away goals rule.
Many thanks, Simon. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Hope all is okay with your mum. We may or may not see you at full time, but that's Simon Rashizam signing out from KL for now. So a score draw to take Malaysia through. Nitin, what are you predicting?
You know what? I'm going to upset the apple cart here. I'm going to change my predictions a bit. I'm going 1-0 to Indonesia.
Of course, remember, it will go to golden goal extra time if it's goalless after the 90 minutes. That's the only scoreline that can see golden goal extra time. And if they can't settle it after another 90 minutes of virtual golden goal extra time action, we will go to penalties, which we haven't seen so far. One thing's for sure, I can't imagine this is going to be high scoring. What are you going, over or under 2.5 goals here?
I went under
Over 4.
yesterday and it ended up being over.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go under again today. I do believe Indonesia have a very strong defense, as do Malaysia. So this is going to be a game decided either by a brilliant piece of magic or a defensive error.
Okay, I'm told the teams are now searching. We will be able to cross to the Galora very quickly. Interested to know your thoughts. Let's get some shout-outs out the way while we're waiting for the game to be ready on the Facebook page. Wonderful to see so many of you with us. Faisal says, come on X-Force. We've seen X-Force United in action earlier on in the Pro Club Challenge. Harry Thescan is still with us. We've got Johansson Jr. Let's go SHB. He had a decent game. I think you've heard Iman talking about him. Ziha needs another clean sheet, says Rico Nordante. Another one. He's already got, what now? Six out of 7?
6 out of 7,
That's
yeah.
incredible. He's almost, you'd fancy, guaranteed the Golden Gloves award already. $125 up for grabs there.
Money, money,
We've
money,
got
money.
Fakror Farzi here. Izhar Rosamain is with us. So many of you. Afif Fuad saying good luck to Malaysia. Second leg, Indonesia win, says Georgicho Triamata. He seems to know what he's talking about. Shout out to our dear friend from Vietnam, Trung Dang, an absolute gentleman and a scholar.
Trung Dang is he there?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Trung Dang. You know, I saw it on Facebook just now. I hope you've had a fantastic day, bro.
Happy birthday, bro. We love giving the old birthday shout-outs here, don't we? Rico Nodante says, I called the draw for that one. Giorgito loves the form of Ziha, the goalkeeper. Malaysia should have scored, says Irfan. It's an opportunity wasted. Izhar said, superb performance by the Indonesian goalie, Ziha. He did make a couple of good saves, but it wasn't like a traitor kid-esque throwing himself all over the pitch. It was just solid.
I think end of the day, if a keeper keeps a clean sheet, he's done his job really well. So fair play. And, you know, we always give Zihas the credit, but 7 clean sheets is also down to their defense, so credit to you guys.
Malaysia keeper shouldn't make the same mistake because he is my roommate, you can see. Oh, that's your roommate. So the Malaysia keeper, Izul, Ainul is his roommate, and yeah, it was a bit of a concern when he went walkabout in that first game.
Bro.
Right, you can see we can cross lines to Galora now. It's all about this. 90 virtual minutes. Who is going to book their slot in the final of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup 2020. It's Indonesia in the red, Malaysia in the blue, same colours as they both adorned in the first game. And whoever scores first is going to pile the pressure on to their opponents. As we wait and see, I know Nitin will be analysing the changes, if any, that have come from Malaysia. Both Nitin and Iman expected to be changes up front and that we'd see A15. The midfield seems to be similar, and Jeffrin. And also, we seem to be seeing less lag here, which is great news, as serendipity has come in for the Indonesians, I can see. But less lag, Nitin, so that should give us a more entertaining game.
Yeah, definitely the lag seems to be a lot better in this game. It seems rather smooth. With regard to changes, serendipity is a new one for Indonesia. I do believe Yuzwans and Dian have come in at centre-back for Malaysia.
Here's AQL. Oh, they've got some space on this left-hand side. If they could find their man, they can, but just couldn't get it through to try and link up with Jeffrin or Mamating, and Razhaks can now bring it away for Malaysia. This game, you can see the difference the lack of lag is making. They're in the area. Faris! Oh, it's an air shot. Ex-Bucky recovers. And that's good wood defending from the last wizard. Goodness gracious, these are two high-quality outfits, and defensively, both have been rock solid today so far. Frenzy to Williams, gets it back to Frenzy. Frenzy into the area. He manages to find the Jeffrin. Jeffrin now twisting and turning. Jeffrin pulls it back. Frenzy to Williams! What a save from AB1, who's taken over from Izul in goal. And it's a corner to Indonesia.
Yeah, William so is another change for Indonesia up front, replacing Mama Ting. So looking positive for both sides so far. Both creating chances in the opening 11 minutes.
AQL's corner is a deep one. The keeper didn't get there, and it's come out to Johannes. He's now got it to Jeffrin. Razhaks with the block. Indonesia piling on the pressure inside the first quarter of an hour here at the Galora. Trump ready.
Oh, good ball.
Jeffrin. Oh, Jeffrin slips his man. Still Jeffrin. Narrow angle. Why didn't he go for goal?
Oh!
Jeffrin! The keeper's furious. ABI's had a nightmare. And And Jeffrey has given Indonesia the prize first goal in this matchup. It's now Indonesia 1, Malaysia 0 on the night, 1-0 on aggregate. It's not a disaster for the Malaysians. A 1-1 draw could take them through, but now they've got work to do. And defensively, that was a horror show from AB1, Nitin.
It was a bit of an horror show, but full credit to Jeffrey there. He showed fantastic footwork to beat two men, tried to get the cross away. Somehow the deflections came back to him and he found the composure to toe poke it into the back of the net.
Well,
fantastic stuff for Indonesia.
Remember, a 1-1 draw is enough for Malaysia, but they simply can't afford to concede again. The way this is going, Indonesia now playing with a renewed confidence and vigour. If anything, Mamating dropping out for Williams seems to have improved them, but ex-Bucky will have a word to say about Malaysia's chances in this competition. They've been prattling on about the Singapore Causeway final for so long now. It'll be heartbreaking for them to go out in the semi-final stage. Ras Hacks just goes to show how close this game is. A goal at the other end now would completely swing the momentum back Malaysia's way.
Agreed, but Indonesia are looking very solid. And we mentioned always the Causeway Clash final. We could be seeing a Causeway Clash third and fourth placing.
Oh, what's the keeper done here? He's had another nightmare, AB1.
Oh my God, what is happening?
And it needed Dian to bail him out of a big bit of trouble.
Dian again, another second game
Oh,
replacement.
Williams inside Jeffrey.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden, they're letting the Indonesians shoot at will. And what's the decision here? Free kick. It's gone the way of Malaysia.
A real positive start from Indonesia here. They were struggling to create chances in that first leg, but they seem a lot more offensive here in the second leg, and that's got a lot to do with Williams coming in, I feel.
Malaysia have made some changes, but at the moment, it's the Indonesian switches that appear to have lit them up. After a goalless first leg, Indonesia are now playing almost exclusively in Malaysian territory. Now, what can Faiz do here? Held the ball up well, finds Rivox in support. Rivox down the line. Remember, a goal for Malaysia now could still turn this tie completely on its head. A 1-1 draw would take Malaysia through. One thing's for sure, we're not getting extra time. Ras Hacks, the last wizard, and Jacobson in the mix. And Faiz very nearly picked up. That was an unusual mix-up between the last wizard and Jacobson, Nitin.
Yeah, those two guys have been solid, all throughout the competition, but a bit of a mix-up there, and they almost were made to pay.
Oh, Rivox inside. Ex-Bucky's there. Ex-Bucky touching the keeper. He needed to get the
penalty. It's a pen.
He's given a penalty.
Oh my God, away goal.
What a way to turn this game around on the half-hour mark. They can get the away goal now, and all of a sudden be in front on the night.
Is this Afif D? It is.
Afif D! With his third goal of the competition, and out of nowhere, the Malaysians square it up and are now in front on away goals. There's still an hour to play here, and I get the feeling there may be some more twists and turns to come, Nitin.
What a second leg we're having. I didn't quite see the tackle. I just saw a player on the floor, saw the referee running towards the penalty spot, but again, fantastic composure shown by Afif D. And he's put his side level.
Oh, the Indonesians will be furious. It did look a soft penalty at first glance. We may get a chance to see it on the replay. We may not now. Of course, if you're Malaysia, surely you've got to try and get another goal. You can't just hope to close this one out for the 1-1 draw to go through, Nitin, can you?
Yep, but as in terms of how the first half has gone, Indonesia have had more chances, I feel, and if they score one more, they're back in pole position.
And of course, if Malaysia get the next goal, Indonesia would have to score twice more. And over the top come Malaysia looking for that second. Oh, United CHZ does win in defence there, and Fabian Frenzy will try to build. Well, Afif D is putting himself into contention for the golden boot here. Is AQL.
That's a clean sheet for Ziha's gone as well.
Yeah, so it's only going to be 6 out of 8, still not to be sniffed at, of course. Fabian Frenzy inside. Here's Williams, risky. Williams, AQL! Oh. Managed to get the shot away. There's no deflection. It's out for a goal kick, and we're approaching half time with this game all of a sudden giving us 8 shots and 8 decent opportunities at that net. And the only surprise is that there's been not more than 2 goals in this first half.
Interesting to see how high Indonesia have been pressing. If you look at the screen here, they've got 3 players trying to press, and it's made for a very exciting game. So credit to both sides for coming out and trying to give us an entertaining encounter.
Aeon C, the left back of Maximus in the One Play Pro Club Challenge, tries to get Malaysia moving. That's a nice header from Williams. They've got numbers up here, the Indonesians. Fabian Frenzy. Frenzy looks for the dream ball into the area, but uses up for it. And it's going to be a throw to Indonesia as we enter the final 4 minutes of this first half. That has been absorbing, to say the least. Keep the comments coming on the Facebook comment section. LSFC, like, share, follow, comment. Oh, Rivox going back to Aeon C, who eventually tidied it up.
Yep, Rybox as usual, showing good work rate up and down the pitch. The guy's a machine, as is Rasax.
As it stands, they're 47 minutes away, Malaysia, if the scores stay like this, from making their claim to a spot in the one-play Sports Nations Cup final. Indonesia, remember, courtesy of that early goal from Jeffrey in the 15th minute, thought they were in the ascendancy, but at 15 from the penalty spot, Jeffrey straight at Abby 1. And that's a relief for AB1 that Afidi got that penalty, because if it had gone out as a result of that goal, the goalkeeper would have felt dreadful, because it was not the best goalkeeping in the world, the way the Indonesians scored.
Agreed, and AB1 also had a moment where he came out and
walkabout.
Yeah, that was weird, but that the last few saves towards the end of the half should give him some confidence for the second half, and hopefully he can improve his performance.
Well, we didn't get much of a chance to see the stats there. I think these boys are desperate to get back to the action. Both sides eager to see if they can make it through to the $1,000 prize, the cash game, this time next week in the one-play Sports Nations Cup Grand Final. Remember, the winners of this will await the winners of Singapore and Thailand in our second semi-final that takes place this Wednesday in the East Wing of the one-play eSports Spectrum. The scoreboard there at the far end of the ground tells the story. Indonesian fans packing into the Gelora. But I think at this point it's the Malaysians, not by much, that'll be the happier of the two. And again, Nitin, another goal in this game could still decide this. The next goal, we said the first goal would be the winner. Now it's the next goal is going to be the winner, because I can't see Indonesia getting two more if Malaysia get one more. And similarly, are Malaysia capable of beating Zihars for a second time in the same game if they concede the next goal?
Agreed, and if I'm honest, I do believe there's going to be another goal in this game. From who, I have no idea. Both these sides have shown good attacking abilities, but it's promising to be a very tense and exciting 45 minutes here. So if you are joining us, stick around, you're in for some nail-biting action.
It's Indonesia in the red playing from right to left. Malaysia in the blue and white playing from left to right. And it's Indonesia with the early ascendancy at the start of the second half. They dominated really in the first half, but that penalty, which we didn't get to see on replay, put Malaysia back in the driving seat. Lovely cross, keeper comes and gets enough to it, AB1. And his punch-out goes as far as Afidi. Rasax to Afidi. He's got one runner ahead of him.
Oh, good
and that
ball.
runner's found a bit of space. Can they get him behind? They can.
Faiz is through for Malaysia!
That's the goal that gives the Malaysians breathing space. Afidi with a delightful ball through to Faiz. The finish was glorious. 52 minutes gone. And now Indonesia had to score two more, Nitin.
Yeah, fantastic through ball from Afidi. Faiz showing incredible pace to get in behind. Good strength to hold his marker off.
Jeffrin with a trickery from Jeffrin wins the corner, but now Indonesia are really up against it. They've got to score twice. Malaysia have come from behind to lead on the night, and with the 2-1 win bolstered by the away goals rule, Indonesia now can only go through with a win of 3-2. Even if they get an equaliser here, it's still Malaysia who'll find their pathway through to next Sunday's final. Fabian Frenzy with a cross, headed away by Dion Dejana.
Yeah, good defending there by Dian Dujana and Yuzuan, who both come into lots of pressure in the second game, but they've dealt with it well, and they've dealt with the Indonesians' attack well so far.
Yeah, Malaysia have kept their composure brilliantly after going behind. Look at the possession stats. Indonesia bossing possession, but I think both teams look capable of getting the next goal. Indonesia, from their point of view, must make sure the next goal is scored by them. If they concede the next one, Indonesia will now need 3 more goals.
Yeah, Indonesia are going to need to be very careful in terms of their attacking play. They can't commit too many men forward just yet. I think the time to do that is around the 70th minute, but right now if they do...
AQL into the area. Jeffrin is Dian Dejana. This is a new expression because he's being rock solid in defence, Dian Dejana, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been an amazing addition to the team in the second game, really proved his worth. And yeah, Malaysia are leading, so fair play.
Serbian Frenzy tries to thread it through, but Ion C picks it up. And you mentioned it, Nitin, at the time, it's that crucial factor of Malaysia not conceding the away goal, even though they didn't score, has given them the advantage, and it's been borne out, and they'll have a corner to try and extend their lead now as well.
Yeah, away goals have proved to be key in the One Play Pro Club Challenge and C Nations Cup, and it's proving to be key here again today.
Ex-Bucky with the cross, punch from the keeper. Maybe he took out the player as well. It's straight back to Ex-Bucky though. Another goal here, and it's all over. Space for Rasax! Great save from Zihars. Rebound to come though, and headed away.
It looks like Zihars has been disconnected actually.
Oh, it's a bot now. Good spot, Nitin. Rybox!
Oh, good save.
Well, whether he's a bot or the real thing, Zihars pushes it wide. What a save that is. Zihars, whether controlled by human or bot, is up there with the very best pro club keepers. Ex-Bucky acrobatically cleared by United, only as far as Rivox.
Yeah, that's a shame for Indonesia, if I'm honest, because Zias, not only is he a fantastic keeper, he's also their player manager, so I'm sure they'll be missing him in terms of communication in this match.
Here is Serendipity, a new addition to Indonesia in the second game. AQL's got some space. AQL is just muscled out of it there. And Razak manages to bring it away. Now all of a sudden the clock is not Indonesia's friend because they need to score at least two. Fabian Frenzy gets it to Williams. Williams risky. Can he get a shot away? Back to Frenzy. He can pull the trigger from range. Jeffrey!
Oh my God!
He's came back on. It took a deflection, but Jeffrey has levelled it up on the night. And now they need another goal to dump Malaysia out. Extraordinary scenes here at the Gelora Nitin.
Yep, Jeffrey there, trying his luck. He knew he had an opportunity to get a shot away. And sometimes if you get lucky that the ball gets deflected off the defenders, and that's exactly what happened for Jeffrey there. It's 2-2 now, 20 minutes for Indonesia to get a third and knock Malaysia out of the tournament. As it stands now though, Malaysia are through.
Yeah, just to clarify things, it's 2-2 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. But Malaysia with those crucial 2 away goals, it does mean that Indonesia need to get another. And Malaysia, at what point do they start parking the FIFA Pro Club bus, Nitin?
Right now, in my opinion.
Well, are they going to invite Indonesia to come forward with a wave of attack? I saw someone predict 3-3 on the Facebook comment section.
Oh my God!
AQL, they can't turn this round, can they? Rivox is back to help out the Malaysian defence.
Hey, Rivox has been solid, man. The guy is everywhere. He's up and down the pitch, a real box-to-box midfielder.
Here's Fabian Frenzy. Frenzy from Rivox. Faiz now, as Nitin mentioned, Malaysia just trying to slow the pace of the game down. The slower the pace of this now, the better it will suit them. They need to find blue shirts with their passes. United gets their header away. Can you imagine what's going through the Indonesian camp at the moment, knowing that they desperately need another goal, otherwise they'll have to make do with the 3rd and 4th place playoff at 10 p.m. next Sunday rather than the game they all want to be in, as that's headed away by the last wizard. And that's a big hoof upfield, anywhere will do, but they need to start finding red shirts. All of a sudden, there's now just 11 virtual minutes left in this one, and a 2-2 draw will not get it done for Indonesia.
The clock is ticking. I do believe there's always, time for one more chance. And we'll see. As of now, I can see Malaysia, they're really trying to run down the clock.
Oh, is he onside here? He is. Faiz draws it back. Comes to Razhaks. And Jacobson, who's had a great night, does well to clear. Rivox finds his man in Razhaks. Now down this near side with Afifdi. The flag stays down. Razhaks with an acrobatic ball. They get to the area. Ex-Bucky! Ex-Bucky, still Ex-Bucky! And Serendipity does well in the end, and he's found a red shirt to boot. But they need to move it quickly. Serendipity headed back in. This is being played in the wrong half of the field from an Indonesian perspective.
One more chance, perhaps.
To the final 5 minutes, Fabian Frenzy. They've got to start throwing numbers forward here. Malaysia's got a number of bodies back, and Hafiz can clear. Only as far as the last wizard, who's now pushing forward. His pass is met by Rivox, and now they could be caught short at the back, Indonesia.
Oh, great defending, Jacobson.
He's had a great night, Jacobson, hasn't he, Nitin? You've got to start thinking about your man of the match soon. It's going to be a very difficult decision.
I think there's only one clear man, and I'll announce it at the end of the match, but he's just passed the ball there.
Okay, we'll wait with bated breath for Nitin's man of the match. Keeper comes, has to get this, and does. Now Zihar's controlled by a bot for these final minutes. Has to go long, surely. And does go long.
Last chance, Saloon.
Can they get the flick on? It's come to a red shirt. Here's Williams. Here's Johannes. They are pouring forward here, Indonesia. It's the last chance, Saloon. Fabian Frenzy.
They're going to get counted now.
And now Faiz. Is he offside?
He's off.
He is. And they will get a chance to launch this into the area, surely. Remember, as it stands, Malaysia are going through by away goals. And it's headed away, and that should just about be that now.
I think one more chance.
Indonesia
Referee, come on, ref!
Go out on their swords in an extraordinary second game after a goalless first leg that gave us 4 goals. Indonesia taking the lead through Jefferin. Malaysia crawling themselves back into it from the penalty spot before then taking the lead on the night. But with 15 minutes to go, Malaysia getting a goal back to leave a very nervy final few moments for the Malaysians, but they've done enough and they've gone through, Nitin, but that wasn't good for the nerves of those Malaysian supporters watching on Facebook tonight.
It wasn't good, but when you struggle in football and you get the right result at the end of the day, sometimes your celebrations are a bit wilder, and I think that's what's happening with the Malaysian team at the moment. Having said that, Indonesia, you guys were a real credit to the tournament. Thank you so much for your participation. You really gave us some moments to admire, especially today, you know, the comeback spirit. You guys were almost there, just needed an extra goal, but unfortunately you couldn't get there. Goodbye to Indonesia and congratulations to Malaysia.
Yeah, great spirit shown in the Facebook comments section as well. Many thanks to all of you. Fezzy Max chiming in. I think Fezzy Max after timing with his correct score prediction tonight. Good old Fezzy Max. Yeah, it's great to see the feedback, great to see the community spirit out there. Many thanks to all of you for joining us. And now, of course, we know the identity of one of our finalists. Indonesia will have to make do with the third and fourth place playoff game where they'll be playing for a cash prize of $500. For Malaysia, though, the big bucks still await. Can we update the bracket now and have a look at where we are at?
Malaysia, well done.
I think we can get confirmation now that Malaysia have secured their pathway through to next Sunday's grand final. That grand final will start at 11 p.m. Singapore time. We'll see Indonesia in action at 10 p.m. Singapore time next Sunday with a shootout for $500 against either Singapore or Thailand. And Singapore and Thailand contest the second semi-final that we will bring to you on Wednesday, 11 p.m. Singapore time, live from the east wing of the OnePlay eSports Spectrum. We'll be at the Sports Hubs first, and then we'll go to the Raja Mangala half an hour later. What's going to happen there, Nitin? We are now one step closer to the Causeway final, but if Indonesia are anything to go by, Singapore are not going to have it all their own way against Thailand, are they?
I cannot give you a prediction today. I genuinely don't know because my Singapore hat on. I do believe Singapore will go through, but you know, using my heart, Singapore, using my head, I do think Thailand have a really good squad and they don't make a lot of changes. They're all used to playing with each other. I think those are positives for Thailand, and we'll see what happens, but I'll give you a prediction on the day, not right now.
Okay, that's more of a reason to watch on Wednesday, isn't
Yes.
it? Rico Nodanti says, now all we need is Singapore to win and Nitin can put the egg on Patrick's head.
Yeah, bro.
Izatari is there, Mohammed Shukran. Great to see so many of you shouting out. Bit of wonderful spirit on the Facebook page tonight. Right, it's very, very late, early hours, in fact, now of Monday morning. We know the next semi-final is on Wednesday, and we know the next big pro club action is coming your way 24 hours before that. Join us on Wednesday for that semi-final, and then on Tuesday, another semi-final. The first semi in the OnePlay Pro Club Challenge, the Your Singapore affair between La Rojak Football, who will have ex-Bucky in their ranks, who played so well today, against Tiki Taka. Incidentally, Man of the Match award?
Rivox, no doubt. I thought he was fantastic, not just in terms of his in-game play, but his overall management of the squad. I thought he did fantastic today. And if you get it to the finals, you know, no one can question your decisions.
And that's not the first time he's been Man of the Match for club or for country so far this season.
He's been fantastic.
Congratulations to Malaysia and Rivox. Commiserations to Indonesia, but we look forward to seeing you in the third and fourth place playoff. As for the Malaysians, they'll await with anticipation the winners of Wednesday's semi-final. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. Nitin and myself will see you back in the West Wing of the OnePlay eSports Spectrum for the All-Singapore clash between La Rojak Football and Tiki Taka on Tuesday. Stay safe, stay well. We'll see you next time.